Hello and welcome to Newsroom Series, reaching you live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the northwestern region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making the rounds at the moment. The Edo State government has dismissed as false and misleading several social media reports surrounding the recent incidents in Ekpoma, Esan West local government area, describing them as part of a coordinated attempt to misinform the public and destabilize the state. In a clarification issued by the government, it said that the incident was not a protest but a well-organized riot sponsored by Nigerian residents in Russia and other locations overseas. According to the state government, security agencies have already identified the masterminds who contacted several individuals in Ekpoma, proposing sponsoring the organization of coordinated riots across Ekpoma, Auchi, Irua, and even the government house, Benin City, with funding from the diaspora. The government firmly refuted claims that those arrested and facing prosecution in connection with the violence were students of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, or that their arrests were made inside students' hostels. It stressed that the AAU is currently closed, with all students out of the hostels long before the incident. Those arrested, according to the statement, said were intercepted while allegedly heading to vandalize property on campus, while others faces identified on the viral video of the incident showing various acts of arson carried out. Now, the Southwest Zonal Office of the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, working alongside the Department of State Services, Kwara State Command, has intercepted 7 trucks suspected of illegally transporting lithium ore within the region. According to the Zonal Mine Officer for the Southwest, Ganiyu Ajibade, the crackdown followed credible intelligence received on Thursday, 8th January 2026, indicating that a convoy of 12 trucks had been mobilized to remove lithium ore from an active mining site in Saki, Oyo State. The operation revealed that the convoy departed Saki at 11:30 p.m. on 8th January, reached Igbeti early Friday morning, and continued towards Ilorin, Kwara State by 7 p.m. 7 trucks were apprehended between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. along the Okolowo-Eyin-Korin Expressway in Kwara State. One driver escaped, abandoning his vehicle, while the others were taken into custody. Now, 4 persons, including the House of Assembly candidate for Otukpo Akpa State constituency on the platform of the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 general election, Mr. Igbade Ochi, and 4 others, have been killed in another attack on Otobi community in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. The attack, which happened at about 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, followed Sunday's night kidnapping attempt at Eku Ora Obada in Otobi, but was followed by the community volunteers guards commander, Mr. Ocheme Jackson, and his team, prompting a high security alert in the community. Local sources confirmed that the community has been singled out by suspected herdsmen for attacks, following the killing of 13 persons on the 15th of April 2025, and another attack that claimed 3 more lives in May 2025. Given further insight, community sources explained that the attackers may have taken advantage of the window opportunity to attack and began shooting when the surveillance team from the railway crossing into Ijama part of Otobo pulled back to rest at about 1:30 a.m. At the time of filing this report, the police public relations officer, Udeme Edet, was yet to respond to inquiries on the Otobi killings. In a telephone conversation with Channels Television, the lawmaker representing Otukpo Akpa State's constituency, Mr. Kennedy Angbo, lamented the persistent attacks on his constituency, recalling a most recent one, travelers on a Benue Links bus at Burnt Bricks, Otukpo, where 3 persons were hospitalized from the incident. We start off in Kebbi State, where the state government has concluded a zonal security meeting with principals and heads of schools as part of efforts to prevent future occurrences of MAGA schoolgirl abductions in the state. Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Halima Bande, said the meeting became imperative, especially with the reopening of some schools for academic activities. Bande noted that the security tips provided by security agencies should not be kept only among school heads, but should be disseminated to teachers and prefects within their respective schools to enhance collective vigilance. The final leg of the zonal meeting, which covered the Kebbi Central Zone, was attended by principals and heads of schools, alongside representatives of the Department of State Services, the police, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps.
This is a step taken, is a deliberate step taken by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, to carve and make our schools safe for learning. So one of those steps is this sensitization, where leaders of schools, i.e. the principals, the vice principal, admin and academics, together with their security masters, are being sensitized and given tips and knowledge on how to be proactive in terms of security. MAGA is 100% secured. All the security personnel and facilities needed to make the schools secured is deployed to the schools. In fact, let me do this medium and inform the general public that all our schools that have resumed are given relative security so that the schools can be safe for learning. With people like the vigilante, the civil defense corps, the police command, there's more than 80% of schools in Kebbi State have resumed with adequate security to man the schools for learning.
Meanwhile, the Kebbi State government has announced the reopening of Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School, MAGA, where 24 girls were abducted before they were later rescued. The government has assured that all necessary security measures have been put in place to guarantee the safety of students and staff. The Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Halima Mohammed Bande, made this known while briefing journalists shortly after a security meeting with principals and heads of schools in Benue, Kebbi on Tuesday. Dr. Bande stated that confidence has been restored among parents and students through counseling and the full deployment of security personnel, paving the way for the resumption of academic activities at the school. Governor Nasir Idris of Kebbi State has reiterated his determination to make the state-owned Abdullahi Fodio's University of Science and Technology a center of academic excellence in Nigeria. The governor made this known during the maiden convocation ceremony of the Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, which has now been renamed Abdullahi Fodio University.
Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, now Abdullahi Fodio University of Science and Technology, was established in 2006 by the administration of former Governor Adamu Aleru. Since its establishment, the university reportedly did not receive adequate attention from previous administrations, a situation that prevented it from conducting a convocation ceremony until the assumption of office by Governor Nasir Idris.
I'm emotionally moved by the event today, and I must congratulate the Executive Governor of Kebbi State for making the funds available to hold this convocation. As you might have heard from the previous speakers, graduates have waited for 15 years to receive their certificates. So to me, this is a milestone achievement. And both the parents, the government, and myself are deeply delighted.
The university is graduating over 7,000 students across 8 faculties during the maiden convocation. The current administration of Governor Nasir Idris has injected about 450 million naira into the institution for various developmental projects, including the accreditation of the College of Health Sciences, amongst others.
Since the establishment of Livestock University and particularly under this administration, the institution has recorded the following notable achievements. As a matter of great concern, we released a sum of 119 million for the conduct of this combined convocation. As a necessary and sufficient condition for the conduct of this convocation, we facilitated the appointment of the Chancellor and constituted the University Governing Council.
The maiden convocation ceremony also featured the installation of the Emir of Yauri, Alhaji Zayanu Abdullahi, as the pioneer chancellor of the university.
The Kaduna State Police Command says it has successfully repelled an attack by armed bandits in Giwa local government area of the state, neutralizing 2 suspects and recovering firearms. The operation followed credible intelligence of an impending attack on Idisu village, Idisu ward of Bayan Kogi of Giwa local government area. According to the spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, DSP Mansir Hassan, intelligence revealed that the bandits, led by a notorious kingpin identified as Kachala Sanusi Bajira, were mobilized to invade the community after residents failed to pay an illegal levy imposed on them. He said that acting swiftly on the information, the Commissioner of Police directed operatives of the anti-kidnapping unit working in collaboration with members of the Civilian Joint Task Force to move to the area. On arrival, the operatives encountered the bandits who had laid an ambush and immediately engaged the security team in a gun duel. The police, however, overpowered the attackers, neutralizing 2 of them, while others fled into the surrounding bushes. The Kaduna State Police Commissioner of Police, Rabiu Mohammed, has commended the operatives for their bravery and professionalism, reassuring residents of the command's commitment to sustaining intelligence-led operations against banditry, kidnapping, and other violent crimes. He also warned criminal elements in Kaduna that state will not be a safe haven for criminal activities. Staying in Kaduna State, the state's government is assuring of quality assurance for motorcycles to education monitors. The Kaduna State Quality Assurance Authority has taken another major step towards strengthening education across the state. The State Schools Quality Assurance Authority has distributed motorcycles to education monitors to improve school supervision, particularly in rural and hard-to-reach areas.
In a bid to enhance effective supervision and improve quality of education delivery, the Kaduna State Quality Assurance Authority is distributing motorcycles to education quality assurance officers across the 255 wards in the state. The initiative, according to the Director General of the authority, is aimed at addressing mobility challenges faced by education monitors, enabling them to regularly visit schools, assess teaching and standards.
50 motorcycles are being distributed to our officers to enhance mobility, ensuring that no school is too remote to be reached. Furthermore, he has approved funds to pilot our new point-based whole school evaluation tool. Visibility and professionalism have also improved. Our officers now wear official reflector jackets and caps that symbolize authority and credibility in the field. Through the Edu Monitoring app, members of the public can now participate in monitoring, reporting observations around schools in real time.
There is no human endeavor that does not have a regulator. And that is why the state government some years ago deemed it necessary, in view of the burgeoning population of Kaduna State, that has necessitated the establishment of newer and newer schools. So the state put up the Quality Assurance Agency to ensure that standards are adhered to.
The distribution also complements ongoing reforms, including the use of digital tools to strengthen data collection and reporting from schools, and aligns with the Kaduna State government's commitment to accountability, quality assurance, and improving learning outcomes in public schools.
Quality Assurance Agency is doing very good job, and we sought at the level of the government to strengthen it to even do better by recognizing the staff that have done very well and then providing motorcycles for quality assurance officers to do even better. It is necessary for us to strengthen it so that it will be #1 schools regulatory agency in the country.
With improved logistics and strengthened oversight, the Kaduna State government says it remains focused on raising education standards and ensuring that every child has access to quality learning.
You're watching Newsroom Series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, we'll bring you more stories from the Northwestern region. Stay with us. Welcome back. The federal government has inaugurated a model veterinary hospital in Sokoto State, which aims to improve animal health through provision of quality care, diagnostics, and infrastructure development for sustainable livestock sector. The inauguration, which coincides with the flag-off of the national mass vaccination of livestock, is part of efforts of the Nigerian government to revolutionize the livestock sector and solve food security challenges. The project, which is carried out by the federal government in partnership with the World Bank and state governments, is part of the federal government's goals to revolutionize the livestock sector. The Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project's LPRES is a model veterinary hospital that is one among 21 others expected to be built across the federation to improve animal health, support farmers to support sustainable livestock development.
Upon assumption of office, we have constructed and equipped an artificial insemination center, constructed solar boreholes and market line sheds in 5 Kara markets in the state, located in Bodinga, Achida, Tangaza, Ilela, and Sokoto Metropolis. Constructed a fully equipped diagnostic laboratory, constructed a solar-powered vaccine cold chain facility, and construction of 25 solar boreholes with drinking trucks across Fulani communities.
This actually places squarely in the scheme of things of livestock transformation under the renewal agenda. What are we talking about? If you're talking about livestock transformation, there are 3 principal pillars. Number 1 is breed improvement. You need to migrate your indigenous animal, their productivity from 2 liters per day to minimum 20 liters per day. You can only do this by injecting spirogenetic materials into your national herd. And this is what Sokoto State has demonstrated.
Staying with the agricultural sector, farmers and herders in Giwa State have appealed to the government to take decisive action against offenders to end recurring clashes in the Northwest region. They say encroachment of farmlands, grazing reserves, grazing routes and water points is responsible for the prolonged conflict between the 2 groups. Speaking at the meeting, the chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Jigawa State chapter, Awal Garba, called for strict enforcement of laws to protect both farmers and herders. Also speaking, the chairman of the West Africa Rearers Association of Nigeria, Abubakar Mustafa, urged respect for designated grazing routes and emphasized dialogue as the key lasting peace.
Most of our farmers, they are having some difficulties in one way or the other, especially whenever they want to access a credit or some grant from the federal government or either from the state government. So that is why we have organized this forum in order to create more awareness and to create more peaceful coexistence between ourselves so that we can enlighten our members from all nook and crannies, from all the commodities associations, from all farmers herders association to see that how can we live under one umbrella.
There's a lot of things happened since time before now. Let me, for instance, to talk ourselves truly, to be sincere with me. What I'm going to say is to be sincere with yourself that as you as the herder, or herders either from Nigeria or from out of the country, don't, if you know this is the rules, or this is a farm, particularly, please don't even close it because you know it's prohibited, even Islamically. And based on what is good, we know nobody above the law and law above anybody. So we respectively, we have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within in our mind to say that this is not reality, because anything that if you're going to do it, you know, it can hurt another somebody. So Islamically is prohibited. Any farmer is rare and any rare is farmer. So that we are together, we are going to we are collaborate, we need each other and we need to understand each other and we need to come together to promote peace and progress within our communities.
The Kano State government has announced plans to train 50,000 youths across the state in 2026 as part of its strategy to curb unemployment, reduce poverty, and promote self-reliance. The announcement was made by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf during the distribution of empowerment packages to 2,260 graduates of 8 entrepreneurship skills institutes at the government house in Kano. Our correspondent Sadiq Eliasu reports.
The open arena of the government house, Kano, came alive as beneficiaries, government officials, and stakeholders gathered for the distribution of empowerment packages to 2,260 graduates of entrepreneurship skills institutes across the state. Addressing the gathering, Governor Abba Yusuf announced that his administration will train 50,000 youth in 2026, describing the initiative as a strategic investment in the future of Kano State.
Let me say that this is not just a gesture of support. It is an investment in your potential. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this initiative is part of our broader vision to combat poverty, unemployment, and youth restiveness in Kano State. I am therefore pleased to inform you that our government is targeting over 50,000 youths for various programs in the year 2026 alone. Our focus remains clear: to build a self-reliant, skilled and empowered population that will contribute meaningfully to the growth of our dear state.
The governor assured that each graduate was leaving with both certificates and tools, including seed capital, to enable them start sustainable businesses and become job creators. Giving a breakdown of the empowerment packages, the Commissioner for Finance, Ismail Amaraya, listed the beneficiaries and items distributed across the various institutes.
Your Excellencies believe in our collective ability to deliver has been both humble and motivating. We remain fully committed to justifying this trust by carrying out our responsibilities with dedication, transparency, and excellence.
In a goodwill message, the Speaker of the Kano State House of Assembly, Jibril Fargori, commended the Governor for prioritizing youth empowerment and pledged the continued support of the legislature.
On behalf of Kano House of Assembly, I appreciate your developmental drive and I pray that the temple will be sustained in your remaining 6 years.
Beneficiaries from informatics received laptops and phone repair kits, while graduates of livestock, poultry, and fishery institutes received day-old chicks, feeds, and medicaments. Others received driving licenses, horticultural tools, tablets, external hard drives, and AI recorders, along with cash support ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 naira. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And that's where we'll drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.